Paula.
And I'm Michael.
And together we are Cruisability. Now today we wanted to bring up a few topics that have been brought up a lot lately. Things from additional port fees to cruising age changes to even hangars. Now first, the hangars. Oh my goodness. Do you travel with your own hangars? There was somebody who recently wrote into John Hild giving him just a berated,
we'll say commentary.
yes, on the fact that there were not enough hangars for her and her son and her 2 children. First of all, you can ask your room steward for some more hangars if you need more hangars, and they'll be happy to bring them to you. Second of all, they do have foldable hangars that you can get and you can bring with you on your cruise. Some people leave their clothing on a hanger and fold it over in their suitcase so that they can automatically unpack and boom, it's done.
Now, my personal preference is to pack as little as possible if I can get away with it.
Yes. Now, our next topic.
Now, this topic is relatively new, where Carnival changed its age rules. Now, if you are 21 years or older, you cannot cruise by yourself. You have to have at least someone with you that's 25 years or older.
And
now,
they have to be a family member.
And the other thing is, of course, there are exceptions, as always, in rules. In particular, if you're married already, then that rule doesn't apply. And also, if you are in the military, that rule does not apply.
Now, this rule came up because we're here almost at spring break. And the kids coming from college can be a little unruly. They get on a cruise and they have a little too much fun. There aren't the same rules for underage as there are on a cruise ship, as there are on land.
Spring break is coming up here very, very shortly. And so it's going to be interesting. Now, we have a 21-year-old son. Now, when he was with us on our Carnival Jubilee trip, there was no problem. He actually was in a room by himself,
Which he absolutely loved. But in the future, that won't be able to happen because of this new rule. We'd have to put him in the room with one of us.
And so it's kind of going to be really unusual for family groups who go and participate in cruising. So be advised about these new rules.
Well, as long as they're traveling with family, they're fine. You know, a 21-year-old can cruise. But they aren't allowed to now book their own cruise with their buddies if they're under the age of 25. That's the catch.
A lot of people who are already out of school or they've graduated by the time they're 25, and so that's probably where they came up with that number, 25.
Or maybe it's the age where people start calming down a little bit. They've gotten it out of their system.
Calming down is important.
Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to share was these are the bracelets that I'm making for our upcoming cruise in July. So I've just gotten started, but there will be lots and lots of these. I brought a good 500 on the last cruise. So the third topic was the port fees. There's an increase in the Mexican port fees that are going to add an additional fee, a little over $40 to the cost of your cruises. That has not been implemented yet, but will be soon. So if you have a cruise booked and you get it paid for before they put that fee in, they're not going to adjust your price. However, if you booked a cruise for 2026 and you haven't prepaid for that whole cruise and you are going to Mexico, you will have to pay that additional port fee.
Now, to my understanding, the idea of the additional fee is delayed until July.
So make sure that you get your cruises paid for before July. We have a 10-day booked for December, and you're going to get charged that port fee whether you get off the ship or not. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just not going to go to that port."
Yeah, that's the thing is it's all done before you even get on the ship.
And, oh, funny story. I went on a search to find Mexican candy for my students, and I ended up finding this little out-of-the-way store in the very back of Cozumel. I went in there, and they pretended like they spoke English and they understood me. I asked them how much the little hard candies were for my students. They didn't have a great big bag like I was looking for, because my kids told me what to look for in Mexico. And I went and I finally found them in the little hard pieces of candy that have some spice in them, very similar to the size of a Jolly Rancher. And she told me they were 4 cents each. So I took the little container over to the counter and we counted them out, and there were 206 of these 4-cent candies. And when she rang them up, she told me $96.
That wasn't funny at the time.
$96 for 206 little pieces of candy about the size of a Jolly Rancher. And I told her, no, it's mucho más. No, you said 4 cents. And she says, sí, 96. And I was like, no, never mind, I'm sorry. Holy cow. Outrageous prices for candy. Can't imagine. So I loved my kids, but I had to come back to the United States, and I went to the Fiesta supermarket and I bought them some Mexican candy there. So would you pay that much for candy? With few exceptions. We did get some amazing items in Costa Maya, and years ago we got some amazing mahogany bowls that have a lid on top, and I bought those, and I bought 3 of them over the years. I did find some very similar one this last time in, where was it? Was it Roatan?
Roatan, I think.
Roatan. And I went and I bought one of those mahogany bowls. Inflation. Oh my goodness. Inflation over the last 20 some odd years of cruising. When I paid for the first one, I think I got 3 for $12. Now I paid $25, I think, for the one that I bought this time. But I loved it so much, and it's so useful to put little trinkets and things that I want to keep up with in it. So anyway, I truly hope that you give us a thumbs up, a like, share our channel, subscribe if you have not. It helps us out so much. It really does.
And it doesn't really cost you anything at all.
It doesn't cost you a thing. A little bit of time to watch our videos, and we appreciate that. This is Paula.
And I'm Michael.
And together, we're Cruisability.
Cruisability. And we will see you next time.